is a complete hoax. It's me, your groom that was...
To be.
Whoa, not to be.
No.
Happened in November 2021, not this past weekend.
Oh my God, shock surprise. You got married in November?
Ah, what a surprise to me, to
we have
everybody.
been lying to our audience?
Yes, and to all my family and all my friends who wasn't at the ceremony. And with me is my co-host, the CEO, the greatest speechwriter and faux celebrant in the world. It's Kieran, buddy.
Woo!
How did we pull that off?
All right, I want to take congratulations. You are married.
Yes.
So we have been lying on this podcast because we've been saying that the big wedding is coming up.
Yes.
The big wedding is coming up, but you actually got married in November.
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that.
Oh, well, if you want to hear more about it, you can listen to another podcast, funnily enough, of the celebrant that we use, Pete the Celebrant. Let me just get his podcast name up because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But we do talk about it on his show.
I'm pretty sure if you just Google Pete the Celebrant, you'll find his website.
Yeah, that's right. Check him out.
Yeah.
And so he's we do talk about on there with him. But basically, with all the stupid COVID restrictions here, Jess and I had no idea what the hell was going on. We didn't know if we'd be in lockdown 4022.0 in February when we rebooked everything. So when the first opportunity that we could in November, we actually got married in front of yourself, Kieran, my immediate family, Jess's immediate family and grandparents, and just the rest of the bridal party. And we had all the legal proceedings and a very, very lovely lunch.
And a wonderful lunch.
The Wedding
with
Guide,
an open bar.
That's right. The Wedding Guide podcast by Pete the Celebrant. Please go check it out. We're on one of his episodes. I'll get the name of the episode too. But Jess and I both went on there to have a...
He's a great celebrant and a great MC.
Yeah, episode 49. Why Not Two Weddings, it's called. So we had...
So you get married in November.
Keep it hidden.
But no one knows, apart from the 20 people that were there.
Pretty much, yeah.
That you're married.
Yes.
Everyone thinks you're getting married in February, 4 months later.
Yes.
And I'm amazed that basically...
everyone kept it a secret.
Including your mum.
My mum is the worst. I don't know how she kept it a secret. I was 100% sure that she would blab it out to somebody. Yeah. But no, she kept it a secret as well. And...
which would have killed her because her son's married and she can't tell anyone.
Or she could tell her friends at work.
Yeah.
Because no one was going to come to the wedding and all that sort of stuff from work. But she kept it a secret. Everyone kept it a secret. And the looks on people's faces when we finally did reveal to them, where you, being the faux celebrant.
I was the faux, which was hilarious because you asked me to be the well, you already had the celebrant do the wedding, and you weren't not going to pay him again.
Well, it was no point in him being there.
Right, so you asked me to be a faux celebrant.
Yeah.
And the faces on everyone's face.
Amazing.
When even the groomsmen and the bridal party.
Yeah, no one knew. It was just Jess and I, and obviously yourself knew that you were going to do this.
Yeah.
And
your parents,
and my
of course.
parents, yeah, because I needed to make everything's okay, calm.
Yeah.
The looks on everyone's faces, they were utter like, this is the cheekiest, funniest thing ever, or of utter like, what the fuck is going on?
Kieran's about to ruin this wedding. Yeah.
So it was
because I think it's a real wedding too.
Yeah, because everyone thought it was just a real wedding. So this dichotomy of pure joy and hilarity and utter disgust and terror.
Yeah.
Made the whole ceremony hilarious. And obviously, we just showed a video of Jess and I getting married back in November. Everyone was like, oh my God, that's insane. And no one knew. It was the most amazing thing, like going around talking to people. I was wearing my wedding ring since November. No one picked it up. Everyone's like, I didn't even realize you were wearing a wedding ring.
Well, people also, I spoke to a few people who said, yeah, but we saw him, but we weren't sure if Jess actually proposed to you. So you're wearing an engagement ring. Like, people just made up these excuses.
They're like, no, because the wedding's happening. I'm going to a wedding. I'm giving them a wedding gift. Everything's happening. And I think the shock and the awe of it made it just the most, very entertaining for me. and very entertaining for Jess.
Yeah.
Across the board. And the most exciting thing was that Jess and I didn't catch COVID
Yeah.
after our super spreader event.
No one caught COVID except for the people that went to party afterwards
Yes,
at Cherry Bar.
At Cherry Bar.
Yeah.
So you and 6 or 7 other
Others
people all went to Cherry Bar.
And got COVID.
Got COVID. And Jess and I, who hugged and kissed and danced all night with not only each other but everyone else.
Because I did.
No
I was
COVID.
being really, really like my housemate got COVID, which I was away for the weekend. He then I hadn't seen him on the Monday. Then the chat says on like Tuesday I've got COVID, and I was like, stay in your fucking room.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I just packed up my shit and booked a hotel
Amazing.
because I was like, I've got to be there because I'm being faux celebrate.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. It was a big thing.
It was a big thing. So I get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't go to PT.
Yeah.
I
It
was
was just shut down.
I hunkered down in the city.
I did the exact same thing. The only time I went to the gym, like I think I went like on the Monday of that week, and then then bunkered down, and then that Saturday morning of the actual like wedding, the celebration, I'm like, no, I've got to go to the gym because I've got to like pump myself up in a way that'll help me relax and you know. And that was the only time I went. But yeah, I was like, no, I'm going to stay like sane, sober, relaxed, COVID free.
And then I got COVID after the wedding and I couldn't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
I couldn't care. I was like, you
Take
know what?
a couple of days off.
It was like,
fine.
it's work time. I've attended the event that I've needed to attend, which was beautiful and wonderful and all of that. And I also delivered a best man speech.
You did. And it was fantastic.
It was...
I was very impressed. Everyone that did a speech at the wedding, like my dad, Jess's dad, yourself, the girls 50-50. But, you know, the boys at the wedding nailed the speeches across the board. And a lot of them were a lot funnier than I thought they would be.
So it just shows you that, you know, females can't do comedy.
Oh, we all know that.
Yeah. So Turch, ever since you asked me to be a groomsman, I have been putting notes on my phone of like funny stuff that I could potentially say. So this speech that I gave has been a work in progress for what? How long? 18 months?
Oh yeah, since we got engaged.
Since you got engaged.
Because I just straight away I knew who my groomsmen were going to be.
So I thought I would read out the stuff that didn't make it.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
Please.
And this is sort of like a bit unjumbled.
Yeah.
Right, but just sort of imagine it.
It's the way you write jokes. You just sort of put them there and you sort of try to construct a narrative.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll keep this short and sweet, just like Turch. Turch told me to keep this speech short, but not everyone can sit in economy and think it's business class. That's right. They met the height requirements for this joke. You know what they say about blokes with small dogs?
A lot of short jokes, I feel. And I feel like you then met my mum properly. The rest of my family went, holy shit, I can't tell any of these jokes. Because there's way too many Italians here.
I'm outnumbered.
They're outnumbered. I may have the height advantage and the reach, but I can't reach that low.
They tried their best, but they couldn't get a dog bigger than themselves.
That's true.
Glad they got a dog that was proportional to themselves. They couldn't get anything bigger than a townhouse. One of them would get lost.
How many short jokes did you write?
All right, that's the end of the short jokes. An Italian and a German getting together. It's not since Mussolini and Hitler has such a union been successful.
It wasn't even that successful. You know what? I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to write... I want to get a politician on this show and have a chat to them about it. And then I want to tell them, like, I've got ideas for their party.
Yeah.
And go through a big list of things I think are really positive.
Yeah.
And see if they agree with it. Mm-hmm. And then the whole joke at the end is going to be, all of those were Hitler's ideas.
That'd be funny.
That'd be funny.
Turch has reminded me of Dustin Hoffman in Titanium, or whatever movie he was in. Sorry, you'd never think Dustin Hoffman and Renee Zellweger would get married.
Really? I'm glad you didn't use that one.
Yeah. From wogs to dogs.
that was my joke. Everyone stole that one.
Here's another small one. Jess and Turch are so small they have to set the bar at 4'2". I've got
A weed joke.
I've got here roast Mark. Their lives continued.
So Mark is Jess's dad.
Yeah. I've got their lives continued at Carter's. It was a bit wild. There was 3 failed attempts to get their engagement party going, but at least it lasted longer than Carter's.
True. So Carter's was the bar that Jess's family owned.
Yeah. For a couple of
some
years.
context for some of these jokes.
What else do I have? Oh, Turch is the only person I know who was able to make the wedding tax deductible.
Yeah, hard fucking tried, man. Just a business expense. These business clients. If everyone just say that the gift is an investment into the business, can I write it all off?
There we go. Isn't it great to be together? Imagine last year, 50% of you would have been cut. Who would have it been? The Coopers or the Turcherellis? Oh, who are we kidding? We all know it's the people at the back. If you still don't know if that's you, you're one of the people that you're one of the people to get your meal last tonight. It would have been you. But we all had to be here together because we need to know which family can outdrink each other.
Oh, you did say something like that. Yeah.
The Turcherellis, they'll be drinking anything that ends in a vowel. Limoncello. I don't know what other shit that ends in vowels.
Amaro.
Yep.
Yeah.
I spelt that ARNO, which
nice.
I can't even remember.
That's not even a word.
Yep. And the Coopers, they'll be on the VBs. This is the first time Jess hasn't had control over the wedding.
I'm amazed that didn't make the cut. That's a great one.
What else do we have? Oh, thank God this isn't a Zoom wedding because, lockdown, Zoom weddings, it would have been a close-up of Nonna's nose.
No, the phone call would have been 2 minutes. All right. I said, talk later.
Well done to make it to the wedding. Thank God we don't have capacity limits because half of you wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Geez, imagine if we had height restrictions. Half the Turcherellis wouldn't be let in.
That's funny. The Turcherelli side of my family are actually quite tall. It's my mum's side that really lets down the rest of the team down with the height.
I've got Kate, who never gets off the floor but speaks Italian. I don't know why I've got that there. I was trying to work on some joke. Oh yeah, I wrote down compliment Donna and Danny.
Nice. That's a good one. I would do that.
This is the part where I'd give you advice, but actually now that you've been married for 4 months, what are your regrets? And that's
a pretty good collection of, because if that was
here we go. Being asked to do the best man's speech is like being asked to sleep with the Queen. You're honoured, but you really don't want to.
All of those are quality jokes. So can you imagine the actual speech had even better jokes?
Yeah, they're the ones that didn't make it.
The cut.
Yeah,
those are quite good across the board. Well, Kieran, I'm going to talk about something that happened at the wedding. You were there, and that was the combi van ride.
Oh, amazing.
To the venue. So instead of getting regular cars and no, Jess and I are like, no, we need to transport lots of people really quick.
Yeah.
In style.
really quick in combi vans. 1970 combi vans.
Well, it's as quick as you can get.
Don't go fast.
But you know what? You couldn't go fast down on Station Street anyway.
Yeah.
It was about 20 k's an hour. I think I could walk faster.
Hey, we looked good as people saw us.
That's the important thing, And it was good fun. But one of the things, so I was right at the front with Dad and the driver. And what I'm going to talk about today is backseat drivers. So the guy puts the maps on.
Yeah, I saw he had the Google Maps on his phone and he put it.
And I thought I'd have a look of which way he was going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds fine, And Dad looks over and goes, oh, which way are you going to go, mate? I'm like, I knew you were going to do that.
This is a professional driver.
Like, okay.
His job is to get us there.
Yeah, I know, but I think all dads do this. And then he's like, oh, if this is taking too long, take this back street here. I'm like, Dad, you know what? Shut up for 5 minutes and let him drive. Like, I'm paying him to drive. I'm not paying you to drive. No. So he finally gives it up. But across the board, I've found that in my life, backseat drivers have just been a consistent annoyance
Mm-hmm.
with it. And a lot of the time, it is like a lot of the time, the other people I really drive around anymore, apart from my wife,
Mm-hmm.
is like my parents.
Your parents, yeah.
Like if I pick up my brother, like he doesn't care,
Yeah.
you know. But my dad or my mum will be like, "Oh, too fast." Mum will be like that.
Yeah.
Oh, like you know, I have to hold on to the.
Didn't she teach you how to drive?
No, my dad did.
She didn't teach you at all.
No. She was too
Oh.
scared because I drove manual, and Dad's
Right.
like, "I'll teach her." And Dad, I drive like my dad.
Yeah.
Fast and furious,
Mhm.
you know, because we got places to go, people to hit, all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But Backstreet Drivers is sort of my complaint here because I don't know what it is about Dad specifically,
Mhm.
but they're like, "Oh, I drove back in the day my Toyota, my Tirana." And it didn't have a power steering and had stick shift.
Yeah.
And I would just go from first to fourth. I would just rev the shit out of it. I'm like, how are you a good driver? Oh, I was driving my car when I bought it at 16 and then I got my license at 18. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure your dad's got roughly the same stories, right? Across the board. And so I tried to look into some...
Oh no, I don't drive my dad.
Yeah, okay. No,
That's-
I mean, your dad's probably got the same stories about him
Oh, yeah,
driving,
yeah.
you know, I had this hotted up thing that I did and I changed the engine or something like that. Maybe it's just a...
Actually, I've got a reverse. My dad's got an Audi now, Audi convertible.
Yeah, there you go.
And he let me drive it once. And he looks over at me and it's nighttime. And he's like, "You are not going fast enough."
Yeah.
I was like,
Well, now my dad's like that.
I was like, "Oh, okay."
No. So even when I was learning to drive, Dad was like, "Go faster. You can take this corner
You know
faster."
what? I'm driving his Audi going, I don't want to fucking crash it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's a car that I cannot fucking afford.
You know what? Quick story aside, my dad at one stage wanted to buy a BMW.
Yeah.
And even when my dad drives like a Kia or a Hyundai, when he tests the car,
Yeah.
he makes sure that he tries to spin the car out. He wants
Okay.
to see
He wants to see what it can do.
what it can do,
Yeah.
right? And I was sitting in the back seat, and I was like 17 at the
Mhm.
time. They wouldn't let me, but drive it. But Dad gets in there, and he's done like advanced full drive courses. He's done like he works for a certain sector of the government where he sort of needs to
Yeah,
drive
yeah.
like dangerously at some
Mhm,
points.
mhm.
And my dad was taking this corner at about 70 k's an hour. And the guy goes, "Oh, sir, you can do this corner faster." And Dad goes, "Don't." Dad's face, like I could just feel like the heavens opening. Anyway, we came around that corner.
Was this in the BMW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It came around that corner at like 90 the next time. And the guy's like, "Okay, that's actually, I thought you were going to do like 75. No, you did it at 90. Dad's like, "Oh, I could do it faster." And the guy's, "Let's go back to the dealership."
Yeah, we're done, yeah.
But backseat drivers are on, apparently there's some
See, this is why your dad's a backseat driver, because he's done that.
Yeah, he's done that. And now he drives motorbikes, so it's even worse, right? So I go, okay, backseat drivers, there is actually something wrong with these type of people.
Mm.
And there was a whole psychological thing I was into. I thought, that's boring. Let's just go to Wikipedia and see.
Mm-hmm.
And this show now is going to become our other podcast.
Yep.
Reading Wikipedia. We haven't done much about it.
Okay.
But this is so Wikipedia asks for so many donations. This is another rant. Wikipedia asks for donations. It's a very complex thing. Lots of things anger
Just
me.
put ads on Wikipedia and
Just
get
do
over with it.
Get it done, right? Just put banner ads, busted tea, or Pornhub ad. You'll
Yeah.
be fine, right? You know. So Wikipedia always asking for money. Most people say pretty decent resource across the board for information about general sort of topics across the board. No worries at all. Let's see here. What they've got here is something about backseat drivers.
Ooh.
Easy. So this is an example. This is the one of the examples they give about what is a backseat driver.
Uh-huh.
A couple of episodes in Power Rangers Zeo shows examples of backseat drivers with Rita Repulsa and Goldar in the motorhome base they share with Lord Zed. Finster and Rito. On their way back to their palace, Rita's constant demands lands the base with a flat tire, which she and Zed blame on each other. After getting the tire fixed and back driving, Goldar shows up with a map that Zed needs and unintentionally proceeds to be another backseat driver by overly trying to help them with the map that lands them motorhome base with yet another flat tire. Surely, Rita and Zed blame him for the mess. Another example of a backseat driver is Rito, who continues to ask, "Are we there yet?" irritated both Zed and Rita to the point that they threaten to kick him out of the motorhome and make him walk the rest of the way in the palace. Now, Wikipedia are asking for your money.
That is the most complicated definition of backseat driving.
It's actually amazing. There's got the other examples here are there's another Power Ranger one. I'm not even kidding.
Fuck.
And then there's also here Tomorrow Never Dies, the James Bond film, and then there's the Simpsons one, which was sort of, I can sort of see that. But that was Wikipedia asking for money and me. So this is a whole thing. Backseat drivers, Wikipedia asking for money, and a bit of reading Wikipedia all in one. That's pretty amazing. But just a little bit more reading Wikipedia before I go to my next rant.
Yeah.
I found this guy here, MyTech Rocha.
MyTech Rocha.
So this is a short one.
Yeah.
And tell me when you don't believe what's happening.
Okay.
MyTech Rocha was a Swedish author and public speaker who survived the Holocaust in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. And he recounts these events in a memoir, Jag Overlet, which means I survived.
Mm-hmm.
So Grosha was born in 1926 in Poland, Warsaw, Poland.
Yeah.
As a teenager during World War II, he resided in his family in a Warsaw ghetto. Grosha claimed to have survived 9 different Nazi concentration camps during World War II, including Buchenwald and Majdanek. So he survived 9 different concentration camps. That's pretty amazing because most people...
I feel like the odds of surviving 4... Like, have you seen Squid Game?
Yeah.
You know when they're on that bridge, that glass bridge?
Yeah.
And the guy who calculates like the odds of success of where he's
very
in the queue of making
it changes obviously the more close you get.
And he realized it was like 1 billion.
I was gonna say 1 in 2, like if it's only 1, and then like 1 in 4, 1 in 8, 1 in doubles.
Yeah, 1 in 16, 1 in
Yeah. So anyway, so Wikipedia describes the next part of how he got away with, like how he escaped. When he realized he was led to gassing by the guards, he began walking backwards. The SS man guarding the door to the gas chamber was in conversation with another guard, so Grosha escaped unnoticed to join his father.
And he did that 9 times.
So the guy fucking moonwalked out of a Holocaust. 9 times! Survived! And he was the only one of his family to survive. He literally moonwalked out.
Where did you find this? Where did you find this? How did you find this? I know where. Wikipedia. How?
4chan's always fun. But I'm just like, holy crap. So your story is, imagine writing this down. I walked backwards. And this would be a Monty Python sketch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like...
sorry, I was just thinking of Monty Python.
It's like, when they're like, crucifixion? It's like, yes, crucifixion. Oh, actually, no, for me, freedom, mate. Oh, very lovely. Nah, just kidding. Crucifixion. Gotcha, though. This is exactly the same, except he's like gone, doop, doop, and just moonwalked backwards out, did a 360 and walked away.
Walked away. Who knew it was that simple?
So, look.
I'm calling BS on the story.
Well, look. There is a controversy that,
Wikipedia they've done studies, it is 95% accurate.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And you can prove anything with stats. 84% of people know that.
Unfortunately, 70% of stats are made up.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll give you that, Anyway, so apparently he's, apparently it's not true. They've sort of debunked it. But the fact that he's gone, this is my story and I'm sticking with it. Amazing.
Well, you've got it. When you've got a story, you have to stick with it.
I know. That's very true. Well, speaking of sticking with it,
Yeah.
Kieran.
Yeah, you got another rant?
One more
Oh.
quick one. I hope to. Do you think?
Mm-hmm. I don't think
Yeah,
it's
it's true.
dangerous.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I think there's too much pride in the world,
Uh-huh.
and especially gay and lesbian pride.
Uh-huh.
I think there's too much.
Agree. It feels
Okay.
like it's every month.
Yeah, it feels like, it's like, well, we've already given you the gay marriage. You can already be as miserable as straight people. Why don't you just go, like, don't worry about it. Like,
Yeah.
like 99% of people don't bring up...
I feel like Melbourne is competing with Sydney at the moment.
Yeah. With being ridiculous with their premier.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I always like it when companies go, well, we're going to get on this pride bandwagon. And I don't get it. Like...
Companies get on a lot of bandwagons that they shouldn't.
No,
Get
none
on.
of them should.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to sell... Remember when Michael Jordan said conservative by
Nikes
too?
Yeah.
And he's like, that's why I just didn't get into politics.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, perfect. Stay away from it.
Just do basketball.
Just do basketball. and
Coca-Cola should just do Coca-Cola.
something. Exactly right. And then there's like...
Banks, take my money.
Yeah. Don't take my money. Fuck you. Just
Yeah.
give me money.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, I understand all that. Okay. You're trying to like go to a niche market. But then there are organizations that go, we're going to get on this bandwagon too. And I think to myself, hang on a second. Hold on a minute. This brings up even more questions.
Mm-hmm. So this is like Rio Tinto or BHP.
You know what? I get Rio Tinto's like, yeah, we're going to hire more LGBTQI people. Okay. Okay. Here's an ad that just came in.
Oh, Quit is a culturally safe space.
Okay. So what is Quit for the people that don't live in Australia?
Quit is if you want to quit smoking.
Yeah.
You go on their website or you call their number.
Yeah.
And they send you some stuff to help quit smoking.
Correct. Okay. So I don't know. So I'm going to put it out there. I don't think
Are you smoking? Is that why you got this ad?
No, because a family member who also doesn't smoke likes Quit Victoria.
Right.
And I don't know. This is why I actually sent it to Jess. And Jess is like, why is Quit helping? Like, why would they care if you're gay or not? I get the
They
fags.
just want people to stop smoking.
They just want people to stop smoking.
Yeah.
They want fags to stop smoking fags. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's like, is this really necessary? Like, do gay people not call Quit because they feel like they're gonna be discriminated against because they're
I feel like
gay or lesbian or
No, I feel like the world has swung too far in we have to protect everyone.
yeah.
It's like this. When you're raising... Now, I say this to the parents of the kids that I work with, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the ideal... If you're not a parent, what's the ideal person that you want, like, interacting with your kid?
Mm.
And when you think about it, you don't want someone who's going to give them everything that they want.
Yeah.
You want someone who's actually going to say no and have boundaries.
You want it to be another you, basically.
And you know what? And make their life a bit miserable sometimes.
Yeah.
Because all of that shit builds resilience.
Of the ebb and flow of the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, you need to be loving and caring and all of that kind of stuff. But you're also not going to tolerate crap.
Yeah, exactly right.
And I feel like the world has just sort of tipped into we've got to protect everyone.
But I just don't get the thinking behind it, right?
It's like fucking safe rooms.
The Quit. We're a company. We're a government-sponsored organisation, taxpayer-funded organisation that...
Like, that should be an internal memo.
Yeah.
It should be an internal memo.
Be good to gay people. And people like on the phone are going to go, well, I don't ask them what their sexual... Okay, and how long have you been smoking for? 10.5 years. How many do you pack a day smoke? And do you suck cock? Like, no, they don't do. They don't
do that. No.
They don't do. They go, okay, they're gonna focus on the smoking part. Like, same as banks. Like, and how much you make a year? 60K in your partner. And how much you make? 60K a year. Yeah, and do you lick vag? No, they don't ask that. They just go, let me look at your bank statements. Yeah, okay, yeah. You spend too much on takeout. I'm not giving you a loan. That's what they do.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't
care.
They
You're a number. You are a number.
Sexuality
You are a number to
is
them. Yeah.
completely not in the zeitgeist. They're not going to give you more. It's like, oh, we're not going to give you a loan. Yeah, but how about if I say, I also like men? Well, sir, come right this way.
We have a yeah.
Well, we have the gay loan. Oh, you're trans? Really? Well, you get an extra 10%. Like, they're not going to do that. Oh, well, you know what? We're going to give you more pamphlets that you're quitting smoking because you are a lesbian. Like, how do you...
Yeah.
Quitting smoking is just like being gay. You can quit whenever you want. You've just got to have the willpower.
Oh, I'm looking forward to when we do stand-up comedy.
I was not building up to that one joke.
We got to book in a date later in the year when we're getting up on stage.
I think so. I think we're going to do something like that.
Yeah.
You got some news for us, Kieran, or what's the go?
Oh, fuck yeah, I do. Too much news.
Too much news. Yes. Well, we've had a couple of weeks off because you have had COVID.
I'm sorry.
Well, I didn't catch it.
Yeah, why didn't you catch it?
Look, it's just not for me. Simple as that. Like, if you don't want it, you just don't get it.
Have we made fun of COVID on this podcast?
Many a time.
Okay. It's a couple of days. It was I was very tired.
Okay.
Like, no, but anyway.
Like that after a big meal.
I have to rant, right? I have to rant.
Okay,
so
okay. Good. Now, this is where it comes out. This is where we...
My housemate gets COVID.
Yes.
Right. No love from me. It is get in your fucking room. And then wait until I got my shit, and then I got the fuck out. And I don't care what you do. I'm not coming back. Right. No love, no sympathy. And then I actually had to go back and pick up some more shit. And what do? I ring him up. And so I'm coming over tonight at like 6 o'clock. Be in your fucking room. Right? Yeah. Oh, can you pick me up some stuff from the shops? Maybe, if I go past it, which I totally forgot to go past the shops.
You did forget. You probably did. You're just like, no, I'm going to get home.
No, that's why I said maybe. Like, I'm not going to... Anyway. He goes in his room. No love from me that he's got COVID. I don't care, right? Yeah. No love. I'm like, if he's dying, he'll call.
It's like AIDS. You catch it, it's your own fault.
Once before, he called me when he was going to the hospital. I eventually turned up. I've talked about this story before. I
go back and listen to episode something or other.
Whatever it is, yeah. I'm sure I'll bring it up in the future as well.
And he's when you're doing the speech for his wedding.
So I get fuck yeah. So anyway, so I get COVID.
Yeah.
And I hate all these people putting it on social media.
Yeah.
So I don't put anything on social media. Of course, I've let other people know that I've been around, that I've got it.
Yeah,
so, being the right thing. And then, I can't remember my parents or something like that. I told them like days later, eventually, when they were talking. Because they were like, oh, come over Friday night. And I was like, actually, I can't. I've got it. Oh, how are you? Okay. The amount of like phone calls and text messages I got from like my parents. And then, because I only told one of them.
Yeah, it gets around.
10 minutes later, my sister's
just like COVID, it spreads.
My sister's ringing me. 10 minutes later, my brother's ringing me. Then my mum. And then an auntie. And then it's just fucking like, it's just, I'm like, I only told one person.
But you know what? When I went to hospital years and years ago for my broken leg,
yeah,
I just told like, few people. I think I posted something on social media like just basically addressing the soccer guys.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, everything's alright, surgery's all. Same thing. The amount of phone calls, text messages, or people going, oh, what happened? I'm like, you know what? You're not important enough for me to give you any sort of information.
And it was really nice people offering to get food and stuff and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I was like, fuck off.
It's that fine line between wanting someone's help and wanting to be left alone.
Yeah, I'll reach out if I need you. Otherwise, go away.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure all the services I need, I can order things from my phone.
Yeah.
Including my mum and dad. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Polls online, IGA online.
Even when Jess was unwell, we had to go to the hospital recently.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, we had to post something on social media because of the business.
Mm-hmm.
the amount of people who were like calling Jess while she was in the hospital was just like, and it was like, just for a chat. It's like, I saw
you
this on social
do
media.
what I do. I text you.
Yeah.
I say, let me know if you need anything.
Yeah.
I can make you dinner or soup or
I
whatever.
didn't even offer anything. I'm like, get better. That's it. Like,
Right. And then I left you alone.
Yeah.
I was like, he will contact me if he needs me.
exactly right. It's pretty simple.
Which I'm now being a hypocrite because I'm doing that reaching out. But
No, but it's different to go, hope you're all right.
actually, it's different because it was a text message. I was getting phone calls.
Yeah.
The phone calls were annoying.
It's nice to go, hope you're all right. If you need anything, let me know.
Yeah.
That's it. And you go, I've done my due.
Yeah.
I've done everything I can. But if people go, the phone call. How you doing? Yeah. Tired.
I mean,
you know
Turch,
what you should do?
if I'm ever in hospital, you have to come visit me.
No.
No, you do, because I'll either want McDonald's, KFC, or booze.
Booze I can't sneak into hospital, but
No, fuck 'em. I'm drinking. All right.
I don't want to be an accessory to your suicide.
I will be Uber Eatsing like fucking alcohol. Like I'll just be big tip for the person, and I just want you talking shit.
Well, yeah, that's all I'll be doing.
Yeah.
What's happened to Kieran? He got the AIDS. Yep, too much heroin for that boy.
So that's all I want. So
you know what? He's actually in a mental hospital because he psyched himself out.
Actually, that'd be hilarious. I know what to say. I can get into the psych
myself out of
hospital.
this situation.
Country retreat. No, but everyone. I'm not kidding. I'm not denying that there are people who have been severely impacted by COVID, but the majority of us are just at home.
Yeah.
And in fact, for the first 3 days, I loved it because I slept.
That's what my mum had COVID.
Yeah.
And she goes, I slept for 2 days and then I got bored at home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and you just told me exactly the same thing.
Day
about
4, bored shitless. I was like, I'm better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm bored shitless. I can't go anywhere now.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
I'm COVID free. I've never had it. Don't want it. And you know what? Just like drugs, just say no. Ronald Reagan's wife taught me that one.
Mail arrives 75 years late to home.
How many phone calls do you reckon he got?
Gary Caton was surprised when he looked inside his mailbox as his home. He opened up the mailbox and he had oh my fuck a moment. It's airmail, and he looked at it closely. Dated May 4th, 1946.
Wow.
75 years ago. 2 1-cent stamps and 6-cent postage for the cost of the airmail were still glued on the envelope.
Who would have thought that?
That is still in the same house.
I'm amazed that the postal service was that good.
Yeah, that efficient. Yeah. Well done.
Only 75 years late. So he got this piece of mail.
Yeah.
All these years later. What was it?
I don't know. There's something about a war.
Imagine that was like his honourable discharge from the war, and he stayed in the army for like an extra couple of years.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. There was this person who had this job in archives, so no one saw them. And I think this might have been a story we brought in, like when we first started the podcast. Anyway,
Possibly.
Eventually got done for corruption, but had been clocking on for like 40 years.
Yeah. I think we did talk about someone like this.
Like clocked on, clocked off, but never did his job.
Yeah.
And no one knew he existed.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, good for them. Kieran, news.com.au is possibly the crappiest news site in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's the current affair of news sites on the internet. But
By the way, you need to watch Frontline.
Frontline?
Frontline is a show you need to watch.
Oh, I'll put that on the list. But all in ISO, we've all been trying to cook better.
Yeah.
You've been doing the briskets.
Yep.
I've been doing a whole bunch.
No, that's just a natural progression of when you get my age, Turch, you will move into smoking meats.
The great thing is, I will never be your age because you're so much older than me. But one of the things I've been trying to do is cook new things, better things, and sort of.
It's not going to make you grow.
Yeah,
it's a lie.
I know. This is as tall as I'm going to get.
Yeah,
you know,
you're going to shrink from now.
It's true, but at least my penis will look bigger.
Mm-hmm.
That's the important thing.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
it's a good thing. But one of the things I've been trying to do better in general is just cook, And I like seeing different recipes, like even just watching like Gordon Ramsay do stuff and yell at people. I like when people yell at people.
Yeah.
It feels like good. So this news.com.au article.
We could have a TV show
Yeah.
where we train people to do podcasts and we yell at them.
Well, the Podcast Consultants is a show that we're going to do one day.
Okay.
We're going to, like I said, I want to review a whole podcast from start to finish.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this article is called 9 Ways You've Been Cooking Pasta Wrong and How to Fix It. Now, look, as an Italian, I'm like, hey.
I'm only 8 ways are wrong.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure pasta's pretty foolproof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, pot of water, salt the water.
Salt the water.
So it tastes like
Cook the pasta.
Cook the pasta.
Oil the pasta.
Boil the pasta for the time it specifies on the pack.
Yeah.
Drain it. Save a bit of the water.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
I put a little bit of oil so it stops sticking.
No? No, water, no, you don't need it. The salt's there. So you're just going to make the salt in the water as salty as the Mediterranean Sea.
So that's my problem. I never make it that salty.
No, I'm going to make it that salt. Because that flavours the pasta too. So double or triple the amount of salt you put in there.
Okay, this is why we drew. If I had, when we did our pasta cook-off, I had salted my water that way.
We did third party this.
Oh, we did too, didn't we? We just did the sauce.
This is the sauce, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so they've got 9 things to make the pasta better.
Yeah.
Like, first rule is don't overcook it. I'm like, okay, well, like, is that really a like?
Rule 2: don't undercook it.
Don't undercook it. Yeah, thanks, perfect. You know, okay. How's this one here? So this is number 3. Don't add olive oil to the pasta.
Number 2 was don't undercook.
No, number 2 was don't get the pasta to water ratio incorrect.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, as long as you just gotta have a big pot of water.
Yeah.
I don't even measure.
I know.
It's like a big pot of water.
And make sure it's boiling.
That's it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, enough room for it to spin around and all that. Okay. Here's the one. Don't wash off the flavour. Lots of people choose to rinse their pasta after cooking. No.
Who the fuck rinses? You drain. You drain.
You drain it, and that's it.
Yeah.
No? Okay, here's a good one. Okay, number 7 is don't overdo the sauce.
Next time we have guests, we need to ask them how they cook pasta.
Okay. Don't overdo the sauce.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the same as, like, number 1, don't overcook?
What? Yeah, okay.
And number 9, how's this? Don't overcook pasta for a bake. All of the 3 of the 9 things is don't overcook it.
That is lazy journalism.
That is the worst thing ever. And the great thing was this originally appeared on The Sun and has been republished with permission. So they went, ooh, not bad. Put it on our website as well. Oh. Amazing.
Trump is correct. It's all fake
news. Yeah, but don't put oil in the pasta water because it
No, not in the water. When after it's drained.
Oh, after it's drained.
After it's drained.
Water, yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't need it because you know what we do instead? Save a little bit of the pasta water in a cup.
Yeah.
And put the pasta into the sauce.
Uh-huh.
And a little bit of the pasta water just to sort of relax it all. That's the trick.
Yeah. Okay. I believe you.
And the pasta water when you're boiling.
I'll just stick to my brisket. You know, I've got that down.
And the pasta water as salty as the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
And if you've never been to the Mediterranean Sea, well, not really it.
I'm not a human.
That's not good.
Yeah. News article: how hugging cows can help with mental health.
How can you even take... This is like a slap in the face of your profession. Like, remember when you listened to the Financial Feminist podcast?
Yeah,
and like,
oh my God. I can't stand... I mean, I've got the worst voice in the world as well. Yeah. But I can't stand her.
Yeah, but also she's given, like, the worst advice possible. And you're like, I'm not a financial... Like, I'm a financial person. Like, I've done it for a long time. And I'm listening to going, this is, like, the worst advice possible. Or the most basic, non-beneficial advice at all. It's not even advice. It's just like, here's what this is.
I would be very... don't get me wrong. Over the last 3 years, I've been very interested in finance, right? And I've been going on my own journey. But I wouldn't give anyone advice.
No.
I still like...
You know what? Professors of economics still don't give people advice.
Yeah.
Like accountants who are CPAs and been working in the industry for 30 years give people advice, but they go, hey, but if it fucks up, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Because they're like, nothing is certain.
Uh-huh.
You know?
Yeah.
But she was like, do this. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, do this and you're going to make this. And it's like, no.
No.
No. Anyway, how hugging cows can help with mental health. A California-based non-profit is using cow hugging therapy to help people cope with stress. Number one, if I'm stressed, I don't want to hug a cow.
That will make me more stressed. What the fuck? I'm going to fucking hug an animal? A running animal?
Animals are candid, loyal companions.
Get a dog.
Says
Get a
the
cat.
Yeah, I know.
Get a stuffed animal.
Get a pet rock.
Yeah.
Says the founder of the Gentle Barn. They can give humans emotional support through tough moments in life. So, Turch, if you're having a tough moment in life, I'll just bring a cow in.
Please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because that won't do better than my dog.
If someone needs healing, the cows wrap them in a really good hug with their necks. Cows are very centered, grounded, and immersed in the present time, and they help us do the same.
Don't cows have autism? Is that something, like, have a mild form
Cows
of autism?
are cows. Cows want to eat grass.
That's true.
Bulls want to fuck cows. Cows want to eat grass.
No, bulls want to kill Spaniards
Okay.
in the running of the bulls.
This is one of these things where it's like they've used, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention, close interaction with other animals can help increase happiness and reduce stress. Which I'm pretty sure they've just done it with like dogs. And it's like, yeah, we could use cows.
Oh, we have 50 cows here, we might as well use them.
Number one, you got to drive to the cow place.
Again, if you've got
cows are not an easily transportable animal. Plus, I want to eat the meat.
Yeah, I'd rather eat the meat.
Yeah.
That would make
eating
me
the meat with less stress.
Yeah,
it would reduce my stress.
Oh, stress right down. I can even feed the cow to my dog.
Yeah.
to reduce his stress. Oh,
yeah.
Amazing. That's a psychological study. You must look at you must look at those studies and go, those people are getting grants to study this shit and I'm not getting anything. It would be better off just giving it to a homeless man.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Well, animals can help. Oh, yeah, we sort of know that. Yeah, but what about cows?
What about...
Well, you know what would be stressful? Being called... Getting your parents calling you a stupid name and then it ruining your life forever.
Like Anthony?
Like Anthony.
Yeah.
A woman called IKEA
oh no
reveals she has changed her name after school bullies called her flat pack.
I gotta admit, that's
amazing.
That's a pretty good.
And you know what? I can understand why. Like, she's not the biggest.
If my name was IKEA, I would embrace the nickname Flatpack.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think guys and girls with nicknames to get it. Like, I knew a guy named Speedos. Like, he was my brother's mate. I only knew him as Speedos.
Yeah.
I'm like, why is everyone, like, his name was nothing close to Speedos.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, why did he get called Speedos? Because he goes, oh, to the first swimming carnival, like high school swimming carnival, he was the only guy that wore Speedos.
That was me too.
And he got called Speedos the rest of his days. And then I didn't see him for a while.
Yeah.
And then I saw him out in the shops and he was with, like, some other, like, somewhere, like, out with some friends. I go, hey, Speedos! And everyone, like, why do you call them Speedos? And I had to explain this story. Yeah. And it's like, okay. But I knew a guy who in year 7 camp at one stage yelled at, where's my ice cream? And he got called ice cream the rest of his time in high school.
That's a great nickname.
Yeah, it's a great nickname.
That's a brilliant nickname.
You got to explain the story. But
see, because I did like competition swimming.
Yeah.
Right. Did that in Perth, moved to Melbourne, was in primary school, still doing competition swimming. I was actually really like advanced. I didn't know I was advanced.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I just did swimming.
Yeah.
And then I come to high school and it's like a swimming carnival.
Yeah,
and the winners go on to like the competitions or state or whatever. So I turn up because like at swimming club, you just wear Speedos.
Yeah.
So I've turned up, I'm like, oh fuck, everyone's in board shorts.
Yeah.
And I'm in Speedos. But I think I got away with it because there was a couple of us that were like
proper swimmers.
Yeah. and we just like
Oh, I'm gonna swim.
we swam and we just fucking yeah. So I never got teased at school for doing that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because I was
You were quality.
quality.
Yeah.
The guys know you don't attack quality.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So this woman called IKEA revealed how she changed her name after school bullies dubbed her Flat Pack in a cruel joke about Swedish furniture store. Jasmine Douglas, 19, was named IKEA at birth after her mum saw a television advert for the company while she was pregnant. But Jasmine, who has only visited IKEA once, had to put up with a decade of teasing before legally changing her name. I used to get called Flat Pack a lot at primary school. The bullying really shocked me because young children don't know about IKEA. I legally changed my name when I was in secondary school. It's only legally that I get called Jasmine. My family still calls me IKEA or Kia for short. But can you imagine that? Like, she changed her name because the kids called her Flat Pack, and I'm like, is that even bullying? Like at that page, that's just your nickname.
See, this is the thing when people who are called that don't embrace it, like put up the defenses.
Yeah.
Then people see the vulnerability.
Yeah, and
then
destroy.
they attack and destroy. Yeah, you sort of got to go with the fun. See, I'm called Kiki, right?
Yeah.
Because when my niece, Kieran's a hard word to say.
Yeah.
And so she would say key and then like Kiki, and then she just called me Kiki. And then that sort of like stuck around. And then like, I don't like being called Kiki, but I never.
Yeah, but it's different because it's like, if you tell that story, like I would never call you Kiki. Cause like, okay, well that's the name your little cousin gave you. That's the niece gave you. Like that's not funny.
Which is hilarious because at Christmas, there was like some name cards and it said Kiki, and my niece is now 12, and she's like, it's Kieran.
See what I mean? Like it shifts. But I call you like the K-Man.
The K-Man.
You know, and I'm like,
I'm called K-Dog, K-Cat,
you know,
K-Dizzle.
And I've been just Turch my
Special
whole life.
K.
Special K is good.
Yeah.
I've been called Turch my whole life.
Uh-huh.
And I'm pretty sure that you've introduced me as Turch to people.
Do you know what was really hard?
And then people go to me, your name's Turch? I go, oh, actually...
It's Anthony. I didn't know your name for quite a long time. I didn't know. I just knew you as Turch. I didn't know you.
I'm like Prince.
When we first met you, I was like, I didn't know your name was
Prince
Anthony.
Madonna or Cher.
Being faux celebrant. Because I asked you, because I'm like, don't introduce him as Turch. And
it's 50 other Turches there.
Yeah, and I'm like, his name's Anthony. And I practiced that speech so many times. Not for like, because I needed to practice it, but also that I would say Anthony.
Yeah.
Because I just had the habit of...
That's Turch.
It's Turch.
And it's so funny because like I'm pretty sure like my birthdays or parties and stuff, and just you other friends go, hey Turch.
Yeah.
And then if my family's there, we all just sort of
turn around
because we're all Turch.
Yeah.
Big Turch, little Turch, medium Turch, regular Turch, fat Turch, skinny Turch. We're all there.
Yeah, Mrs. Turch.
Mrs. Turch.
So I'm going to call your mum Mrs. Turch now.
Oh, she'll love it. You know what? Because Jess has changed her name as well, like to join the.
She's
Turches.
Mrs. T.
Mrs. T. But Jess's family always, for some reason, it came up that I was just joking about stuff, and they go to me to Jess. Oh, they were pointing at Jess, and they're like, "Oh, that's back in the day. Oh, that's Turch's girlfriend." Mm-hmm. So it was Jess's family, but she was called Turch's girlfriend.
Yeah, I love it.
And now she's like, "Oh, that's Turch's wife." I'm like, "That's real." It's so good just to carry that on throughout the whole process and change it with the times. Like, perfect. I like that.
Oh, brilliant! I got another article, Turch.
Yeah.
Botched butt injection suspected after woman dumped at Bronx hospital dies.
Oh no.
Woman died.
Are you sure she didn't die of COVID?
No, I don't know.
Is that a symptom of COVID?
Don't know. A woman died early Tuesday after she was dumped at a Bronx hospital naked from the waist down.
Waist down!
And doctors suspect that she was the victim of a botched butt injection. We don't know what happened, but she was at work and she left work. So we don't know what happened from there.
So she wanted the Kim Kardashian butt.
Yeah, she was naked from the waist down when she left was left at the hospital, had needle marks on her body, and doctors found a foreign substance had been injected into her buttocks.
But that could mean anything. They could have just put... Imagine if you put Botox instead and it just became real flat.
What's that?
Just put Botox in the butt instead and it just became like real, like, you know, flat and smooth, or like the opposite of what she wanted.
Hmm.
Can you?
I don't know.
That's someone who should just go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want a butt,
Just do squats.
Just do squats every day, and do the stair machine, and you get, like, you know, you won't get it instantly, but at least you won't be half naked at the front of a hospital.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Or just go to an actual proper registered doctor.
Might be in the US, might be expensive.
Yeah, but you know.
What are you gonna do? Go to Mexico.
Or Thailand.
Oh,
Vietnam.
Mexico's closer
Mexico,
to the old people in the USA.
You got to remember that these doctors in like Mexico and Thailand and Vietnam are all trained in like America and Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they just slick over there.
No, I had a needle in my butt once.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was dying in Burma.
You would die.
Like, I was so sick. I was like...
I must admit, I've never had a needle in my butt. That's something I have not experienced.
And to stop the nausea, to stop the like vomiting or whatever the doctor gave me, he was clearly Asperger's. Because he goes to the female, "You're fat. You need to lose weight."
No, he was just... He just knew that he had fuck you money. That's what he had.
He had fuck you Burma money.
It was the only doctor. He's probably smoking a cigar.
Oh, dude. No, because I was so sick. And then he got the
Burma communist?
Yeah. Dictatorship, yeah. But he got the needle out and then he was sharpening it. Right? And I'm
you don't
like...
need to do that.
I'm too like... In my mind, I'm like, oh, fuck. This is how I get AIDS.
This is it.
This is how I get AIDS. And then he gets a flame, like a candle thing.
Sterile.
To sterilize it. And I'm like, this is it.
That's
couple of hours later, feeling great.
Oh, that's good then.
Like it was great.
So he fills you up full of heroin, and you went home.
I don't know whatever he did, but it was great. But the thing I like about that is that Burmese doctor is he was also the pharmacist, so he had all the medication with him.
Yeah.
And then for insurance, he said he cost a hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
Than what we paid him.
You know what? Just pay the man. He fixed you up. He actually, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I'm going to get my dad on the show to talk about doctors referring people to referring on. He was ranting about that before the wedding.
I know. He was ranting about doctors referring him on. And I'm sitting here going...
Yeah, that's what I
do.
do.
But I refer people on when it's outside of my scope.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching you go, sweating.
Like,
I was watching my dad
yep.
like get real frustrated. I'm like, gotta get him on the show. That is great. He was so angry. I'm like, that's where I get it from. I learned it from you, Dad.
Oh.
You know, and I'm just like, this is great. But he's like, oh yeah, they refer you on, then no one solves anything. And I'm like, at least your doctor, they went, I know what to do. Took out a big cigar, took out the needle, sharpened that bad boy up, flamed it up. 20 minutes later, you're done. You're back on the road.
No, I was so sick because it was also to get to the main town where a hospital was. It was about a 10 to 12 hour car trip on a bumpy fucking road.
Ugh.
Like, I'm talking like bumpy road. So I was like, whatever he's got, just
pump it up.
Just
pump it through.
Yeah.
Hey, Kieran, did I tell you that last Saturday I recorded on Saturday with Teresa from the Bad Poets Society podcast?
No.
I recorded with Teresa from the Bad Poets Society podcast, not Poetry Society. Bad Poets Society podcast.
Is it like slam poetry?
No, so she goes through terrible lyrics of songs.
Oh.
So I brought to her 3 fantastically bad songs from Australia. One was Vanessa Amorosi's Shine, which is terrible. The other is a Jessica Mauboy song called Pop a Bottle, which is definitely about cum.
Uh-huh.
And the last one I bought in was Drive by Shannon Knoll.
Oh, these are very,
Very bad.
Is she American?
Yes.
Okay, so
Well, every time I go to an American show that's about music, I always try to bring in Australian. I
that's
try to
great.
show that we are infinitely worse than anything that gets produced.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to explain to her, we've got a very distinct sense of humor that Americans sometimes don't get.
Yeah.
And
No, they don't get it.
No. And we
Yeah.
really uphold the underdog.
Uh-huh.
So a lot of the time our music is just like the worst people. Like Shannon Knoll is not a good singer, but we love him.
Yeah.
Lee Harding, who
He came second, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we love him because he came second. Yeah.
Lee Harding, we love him because he did the song Wasabi and made a comeback. And we love all these sort of one-off singers here and there, you know? When our biggest exports are the Wiggles and then AC/DC.
I love it that the Wiggles are number one.
Yeah, they are. They're number one.
I know.
They're bigger than most bands.
Yeah.
You know,
They are bigger than most
bands, yeah.
If I was asked, hey, Kieran, you can be a Wiggle, I would say
Absolutely.
yes. Yes,
There's no
I will
doubt
do
in
it.
my mind. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They are multi-millionaires. And they didn't know this because I was talking about the Wiggles.
Uh-huh.
I said, I don't know if you guys know this in the US, but the original lineup of the Wiggles got together and played an over 18 show at a live bar, and everyone got drunk to Hot Potato. And she's like, how is that even a thing? I go, that's just what Australians do. Yep, Wiggles, drinking, done. I'm there, full room book, 250 people, 200 people, mosh pitting to Hot Potato. And that's what happened. That's what really happened.
So how was the podcast with
It was
Teresa
fantastic.
from
It was
the
fantastic.
lyric?
I was just going to say the other
whatever.
joke was, both the young crowd and the older crowd, both were all throwing up and shitting themselves. So
Oh, yeah.
kind of balanced out. Yeah, it was fantastic. I highly recommend you listen to Bad Poet Society. It's a good fun time.
Oh, that's good.
With that, Kieran, we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's all good. For your waking needs, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, and the Facebook. And if you'd like to send us some hate mail, death threats, rants, record it on your phone, email us at weonlydoonetake@gmail.com. Kieran, so good to have you COVID-free in my studio recording another episode of the show.
It's great. It's great to be back. It's great to be doing what I love. And everyone,
It's going to be
we will see you next week.
well next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Come on, man. Motherfuckers, guys, come on. Give me the 5-star rating, baby. Give me the 5-star. That's all I want, baby. That's all I want. I'll fuck all the beautiful girls in the goddamn world. They'll fuck a 10-star. I just want 5. 5, baby. Just 5.